We have pullets coming here in just like an hour, and I'm mixing up a electrolyte kind of de-stressing mix that Jeff Mattocks with Pullets recommends. This will be just what the pullets drink for the first couple of days, and they recommend per gallon of water that you put 2 ounces of vinegar, 1 ounce of molasses, 1 tablespoon of ginger, and 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm mixing up a 10-gallon jug right here, so I'm just multiplying that recipe by 10. I'd like to buy this stuff in bulk in the future, but we're doing this last minute, surprise, surprise. So we got some molasses from the grocery store, some apple cider vinegar from the grocery store, some ginger, and some salt. And we're gonna mix this up in this jug, and then we'll pour the jug into dishes around so all the birds have access to plenty of this drink. And hopefully that'll help them transition, because receiving pullets, whether you raise them yourself and are taking them from the brooder to pasture, or you're like us and you're purchasing them, this is the most stressful time of their life. And stress causes all kinds of problems in any animal. So anything you can do to reduce stress is good. So it takes a lot of close attention the first 24 to 48 hours. We're going to be out here pretty much all the time, keeping the birds from crowding in corners, from piling up, trying to get out of the fence. We're going to come out at night, especially because chickens start freaking out at night, and we'll show you kind of some of those steps. But this is super important time to be on top of your game. Otherwise you can have some real disasters, which we've experienced. So trying to prevent disasters is what we're doing right now, and just allow the birds to have as smooth of a transition to pasture as possible. So we're on day 3 of our pullets here on the farm. We've not lost a single bird. They're all healthy, drinking, eating, doing everything they need to do. And I was just going to kind of step you through our program of how we prepare to receive pullets and how we manage them the first week of their life here on the farm. And so basically the preparations we're doing, we make sure we order a custom feed ration. This is a higher protein ration. As long as they're on target, they're weighing the right weight, and they're 16 plus weeks of age. So we know they're ready to start getting stimulated to begin laying eggs. So we work with Pullets. They make a custom feed ration for us that our organic feed mill mixes up for us. So we have that feed ahead of time. We have it spread out. We have the coops set up kind of in formation close together, so we create this safety zone for the birds. And the feeders are in between the coops, and then we also have waters in between the feeders spread apart, so there's plenty of access. And in the water we also have a special electrolyte mix that I've given you the recipe for. This also comes recommended by Pullets. Helps calm the birds down, make sure they're hydrated, that kind of thing. So we have their waters ready, the feeders ready, the coops are ready, everything's in place. And so the pullets arrive on the farm, and as we're unloading them, we're actually kind of spreading them apart as much as we can near the coops. And so they immediately see the shade and shelter from the coops and kind of hide out there. And the very first night that the birds come is absolutely the most important. To be out there, really spend several hours just watching the birds, seeing what they're doing, observing. And then as the sun starts setting, what you'll find, and as it starts getting dark, they start getting restless and nervous and can even start panicking. And so your job is ideally have a couple people out there. If groups of them might start going off to one corner or another corner of the field, gently shoo those birds back towards the coops. Another thing that often happens is they start piling up on top of each other. It's just a natural habit that birds have when they're really nervous and kind of freaking out. So they'll pile up. And what we do is just gently walk through these pile-ups. We're using our hands and our feet, just kind of gently breaking them apart, pushing them off of each other, spreading them apart. And they'll kind of keep coming back together and bunching up again, which, you know, can be frustrating. But really, if you go through there a few times as it's getting dark until it's completely dark, eventually they will kind of calm down. And another thing that we do is we'll encourage the birds to roost. We have lighting in the coops. The lighting is set to the standards that you can look up on breed websites like the Highline or Novagen breed. These are Novagens, but they're really all the same. And so the lighting is really important as well. I think right now we're at around 13 hours of light. Each week we're going to be stimulating the birds a little more. So each week about an hour more of light until they get up to 16 hours of light. So the lighting in the coop as it's getting dark, that helps attract the chickens a little bit. They want to be hanging out around that light. It makes them feel safe and comfortable. And so yeah, we're also going to be encouraging the birds to roost. So we're going to start picking up individual birds, setting them on the roost. We're not going to do that with every bird, but we're going to hope that encouraging a few of them each night, the others will be looking up and seeing like, oh yeah, that looks like a good place to sleep. So the goal right now is for the birds to get bonded to the coops, to the roosts, start learning where the nesting boxes are, learning where their feeders and waters are. So we're actually not going to move these chickens as frequently as we normally would, which is every 3 days. We're actually going to leave them here probably for about a full week and not move anything. That way they become really bonded to the coops and feel, you know, established like this is home, this is safety, and this is where I want to sleep at night. If we were to start moving them too soon, they could get confused and freaked out, and they might want to keep sleeping back behind on the ground where the coops were instead of where the coops were just moved to. And they might try to do this anyway, so that first night after we do move the coops in about a week, we'll do the same thing. We'll come out at night with a couple people and we'll gently encourage the chickens to move towards the coops. And yeah, it's just really important. These first week, 2 weeks after receiving pullets is the most important time because chickens are forming their habits that they're going to have for the rest of their lives. And so you want those habits to be good. You want them to be bonded to the coops, eating plenty of food, drinking plenty of water, feeling comfortable around you. So that's another thing that I always teach everybody who comes out is to be very, very calm, walk slowly, don't make loud noises. And then the chickens will learn that you are kind of a safe presence and that you're safe to be around, and they'll become, you know, attracted to you because they'll learn that you bring food and water. And so that's what you want them to do. If you scare them early on, they could be scared of you for the rest of their lives. And you don't ever want to see a flock of chickens that runs away from a person. You want the chickens to come towards the person. That means that you've done the proper management. And we have received pullets before that are very nervous and scared of me when I walk into the field, and that tells me that there's been some poor management in the brooder side of things. So these are just things to look for and think about, and yeah, just paying really close attention to these birds early on. We haven't lost a single chicken out here in the first 3 nights, which out of 3,000 is pretty impressive. I'm very happy with the health of these animals. So we have great relationship with a local pullet grower in Georgia. I'm happy to share their contact info if you're looking to purchase pullets in our region. Yeah, we'll keep you posted, and here in about a month we should be getting a bunch of eggs.